to the comic shop. I'll let you read about Cyclops. I'll have you spending all you got. Jawbreakers is looking hot. Zach.
All right, let's just Fred Durst this bad boy and keep rolling. What? We've been talking about Marvel 2099 the last couple of days, and today I want to talk about what has been one of my favorite 2099 comic books I have revisited here 25 years later, and it's this bad boy, X-Men 2099. Now, I have talked about how I thought that all the X-Men 2099 covers kind of look crappy, you know, Spider-Man 2099 being the one exception. I like the foil on the edges, you know, each comic has a different foil color at the edges with the same design, very uniform, very cool. But this artwork here by Ron Lim is just not doing anything for me at all. At all. Like, I look at this and I think, like, this character looks cool. That's it. And then I opened it up and I started reading. So basically, you know, you gotta recall that we're in like this post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk sort of a world. We have this dude who is just kind of walking around lost, wandering in the harsh reality of the present. He knows he's supposed to go to like this thing. You know, there's obviously the X on the door. What am I doing here? 2 hours to hike here from I-15 on a 94-degree night, and I can't decide whether to go in. So the door opens, and it's this big dude right here, whose name we'll find out is Junk Pile. What's the matter? You mute or something? I asked you a question. This Indian woman in Kingman gave me this card and said it would get me in. It's got an X on it. So Shakti found you. Wonder what makes you worthy of the Ice Queen's personal attention. Are you a fighter meat? Want to test your metal against my metal? Learn how it feels to be scrapped by Junk Pile? It's actually a really, really good story by John Francis Moore, penciled by Ron Lim. And, you know, we're going to talk about Ron Lim's pencils here a little bit more. So basically, he comes into what he assumes is just a burnout underground bunker. And there's like a party going on. What? It's a total party, which is pretty awesome. It's like when Blade goes to that rundown place and it ends up being, you know, like the place where the vampires hang out. It's totally awesome and cool. This chick, whose name is Serpentina, comes up and she's kind of got like, you know, the Mr. Fantastic power where she can wrap her arms around this guy. And, oh, that's why she's Serpentina. And, you know, so, you know, in Nueva Sol, you're not just some corporate barcode sorted and filed like product. Here, everyone has a name. Everyone's equal, no matter where they've come from. So anyways, this is, you know, she calls him Brother Fitz, and you know, he's shocked that she actually knows, like, the name. And it's like, well, everybody has a name here. And then we have the syntho percussionist right here. This is Eddie. You know, he actually has, you know, a cooler name than that we'll get to in the future. But he's just up here like rocking the music, which I think this is all really cool. And his ability is, he has a metallic mimetic ability. So his body adopts the properties of any metal that he touches. He's sort of an absorbing man, if you will. So, you know, and then they talk about, wait till you meet Zayan. He'll do more than impress you. He'll change your life. So, ooh. Spider-Man X-Men, I had this for the Super NES. It was extremely difficult. I never beat it, ever. It was too hard for me as a kid. Anyway, so then, you know, we get to Shakti, who's, you know, kind of like second in command, I guess you would say. Her and Junk Pile have this argument. I don't want to get too much into the story because I know you're going to like it. So anyways, dominating the neon-streaked Las Vegas skyline is the Singe Hotel and Casino, a temple of decadent excess where anything may be wagered and everything can be lost. Well, stopping? What's the matter, girl? On the equestrian field of the casino's multi-level penthouse, Noah Singe rides an Arabian mare called Eurydice. As the man who ruthlessly controls the Greater Nevada Syndicate, Singe places more trust in his horse than in the people who flock to his city, lured by the promise of easy money or a quick fix. So the horse rears up, and it turns out that it's Zayan. And, you know, they've got beef. This is good storytelling right here because these two people already have a history and we don't know it, obviously, because this is issue number 1. So we have to play a little bit of catch up, which is a great little plot device to keep people intrigued and interested in your story. It worked very well. And let's again give a big thanks to Mr. John Francis Moore for knowing how to write a good comic book, tell a good story. Simpsons Bart's Nightmare, another good game for the Sega Genesis. Say it. Say it. Sega! I'm sorry. You guys from the 80s know what I'm talking about. Your men continue to kidnap members of the nomad tribes for your decadent amusements. Your traffic in human lives is over, Singe. I'll buy and sell anyone I please. I didn't become head of the syndicate to bow down to some penny-ante born-again mutant. Now leave before I call my rat pack to drag your sorry butt off my property. You do not understand, Singe. The red market will fall, just as your soulless empire will crumble beneath you. If you seek to hurt my people, I will make you suffer. I have the power to destroy you and all of this. So he's got like this creepy mutant hand. It's kind of like Total Recall. Benny! Benny's the name. Man, I got 5 kids to feed. So he takes his glove off and he's got a mutant hand. He touches this like stone. I don't know. Let's just rewind. Why does this guy just have these stone blocks here? It's like he's Minecrafting or something here. So Zion, uses his mutant hand from Total Recall to touch the Minecraft block, and it shatters. Next time it will be a declaration of war. Let's see if Lady Luck has reached a verdict. Oh, sorry, we're going into a really good part, which is kind of like where all of a sudden it turns into Smash TV. Remember that old video game? Let's see if Lady Luck has reached a verdict. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. What an exciting night this is here at the Singe Casino Tribunal Palace. Not only has our defendant, the infamous mutant terrorist known as Bloodhawk, been found guilty of his crimes against the Greater Nevada Syndicate, but he spun a Gravedigger triplet. And that means our next spin determines the method of Hawk's execution. I'm hoping he makes it to the lightning round. I bet 20,000 volts will bring some expression to that stone face. Go to the devil, clown. Oh, we got a situation, Saul. No problem, Ramon. Those neural restraints will make that mook cry like a baby. Ah! So like here you have Desdemona, who is the daughter of Singe. And this is her brother. And I kind of like her brother. He's like this total druggie. That's not why I like him, kids. Don't get me wrong. He's so out of it. And he's just like the typical wealthy, spoon-fed elite piece of trash, addicted to drugs. And this is actually kind of a neat part of this comic book. Bloodhawk here, your family is a plague upon the land that I will end. Tell your father he cannot kill me that easily. Chill out, Hawk, old man. Those veins on your head will explode. Personally, a torpedo of Shriek helps give me the inner peace you lack. So the drug this guy's using is Shriek, which is different than Rapture, which is what Spider-Man 2099 is addicted to. Know what I mean? Gives him a kick. Always such a big man, Lytton. Lytton? Maybe, let's go Lytton. Let's say his name is Lytton. And this is Desdemona. Once you've mainlined your designer drug du jour, so basically, like, the only way this guy can act tough is by mainlining, narcotics, kids, which is not good. You hear about heroin and methamphetamines today. In the future, it's Rapture and Shriek, and you just wear this little tie around your arm 24/7, and you just can push this button, and you mainline some of that gack into your system. Turns you into a big toughie. And then she gives him this kiss. Des, what do you think you're doing? Oh, man, Pizza Hut with all the extras. So basically, you get this X-Men Kids Pizza Pack. It's $2.99 exclusively at Pizza Hut. You get something to drink. You get a little, mini pizza. You get a placemat. And you get one of 4 awesome comic books. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And all the kids were wanting to go to Pizza Hut because of this. So anyways, he's about to die in the main room's cavalcade of justice. Just think, he'll go to his grave with my kiss on his lips. Grrr. I can't believe you touched that genetic trash. Anything for a thrill. But in front of the help, Poopsie. Don't lecture me, Lytton, or I'll tell Daddy about your business dealings with Alchemax. You know he hates the Megacorps. You wouldn't dare. Watch me, brother. Then we'll see how the will reads. So, I think maybe part of what I like about these two, Desdemona and Lytton, is it reminds me of a movie called Repo the Genetic Opera. It's a musical. If you can hack it, if you can handle musicals, this is actually a totally awesome rock opera, sort of a musical. Definitely a musical that boys would like if there was ever a musical for boys. It would be Repo the Genetic Opera. And there are two brothers and a sister in that. The sister's actually played by Paris Hilton. She does an excellent, excellent job as Amber Sweet, who's addicted to the knife. Addicted to the what? Addicted to the knife. So, that's what this reminds me of, this relationship between these two arrogant, egotistical, elite siblings. Very much reminds me of Repo the Genetic Opera. Don't get it confused with Repo Man, which was a trashy movie that completely stole the plot of Repo the Genetic Opera and then turned it into Hollywood trash. So anyways, enter the world of 2099. This is kind of cool. They give you a little piece of each comic book. You know, your Spider-Man 2099, Ravage 2099, which is the other comic book of the 2099 series that has really, really impressed me. And I think that's because it's written by Stan Lee. It certainly isn't the look of Ravage. Did nothing for me. But I don't know why he has horns in this. This is new. This is something totally new that's not in Ravage #1. Doom 2099. Again, that one was pretty good. They've all been pretty good, actually. But ultimately, I'm really curious to see, boom, X-Men 2099 and where it goes. Now, I just want you to look at this artwork here for a second. Just look at that. Let me step away. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Isn't that sexy? Doesn't that make you want to read this comic book? Okay, now look at that. Is this what you want? I don't think it is. I think this is what you want. Look at the depth. Look at the amount of coloring in that. Here he's just red. Just plain red. No. Different multiple colors in there. You got it in there a little bit, but it's just not nearly as good an image on the cover as we have on this splash page. It's unfortunate, because this image probably would have pulled me in and sucked me into this comic book as a kid, rather than this image, which just doesn't have the detail that I require. And clearly that Ron Lim is capable of, even way back in 1993, and Adam Kubert with the ink certainly helped out. Anyway, X-Men 2099, Singe City Blues. You can read this. It's like a little mini comic, also written by John Francis Moore. And you get the Punisher 2099. The Hulk 2099 Unlimited. They also did Hulk 2099 and they did Ghost Rider 2099. I am not going to review either of those because I'm not a big fan of Ghost Rider, and this Hulk looks stupid. I wasn't ever a big fan of the Hulk myself either. I really like the Gray Hulk, but no, didn't do much for me. I like Hulk a lot in the movies though. Kind of like Iron Man. I didn't get Iron Man at all when I was a kid in the comics. I thought he was so stupid, and then I saw him come to life on the silver screen, and I got it, and I was just instantly sucked in. And of course, Robert Downey Jr. I love because of the movie Chaplin, which is a complete masterpiece no one really talks about. But, you know, if you want to see Robert Downey Jr. in probably his finest performance, I would recommend watching Chaplin. It's long. It's the story of, silent film actor Charlie Chaplin. But it's absolutely excellent. If you're an adult, check it out. So anyways, I like this. I like this chick, Crystalline. And she has the ability to, encase people in multicolored crystals, which is fun to me. I like this. This is a good chick power to have. And I like that, don't worry, the crystal you've encased you in is porous. You won't suffocate. So anyways, these two are coming to save Bloodhawk. They free him from the neural net or whatever it is. Pull the things off his head. There, you can see. And he turns into, what he looks like. I like that transformation process. Altered Beast, that's kind of what that reminds me of. If you ever played the old cabinet arcade game, Altered Beast, this is it. And he takes off, though. He's like, I don't want anything to do with your X-Men 2099. I'm out. And so Bloodhawk dips. And then we get back to the Singe stables. Bloodhawk got away. Oh, it's the chick, sorry. Bloodhawk got away. Daddy's not going to be pleased. He never is. And he'll probably blame me, the senile old coot. Senile? You wish. At 90, he's sharper than you'll ever be. Where is he? His secretary said he was writing this evening. I've never understood his infatuation with these walking glue factories. Yeah, if you're wondering, kids, glue is made from horses. At least it used to be. I don't know if it still is. Mr. Singe, it's... Daddy! Oh, what's happened to his body? He was singed. It looks like Zion maybe took him out. Oh, Daddy, you've looked better. Guess you finally underestimated one of your enemies, but she kind of likes it. Like, you can see, she's excited because now she controls half the fortune and has half the power, and this is what we call a money-grubbing hoe, kids. Money-grubbing hoe. A gold digger, you know. Kanye West can tell you about this. This is the work of that mutant, the one with the hand, Zion Chizan. I'm not sure how I feel about this name. Zion Chizan? Zion Chizan? Chorizo. Just call him Chorizo. Zion Chorizo. I want all the security chiefs in my office immediately. We'll make that mutant wish he was never born. Serpentina has found Fitzgerald. Good. They will bond and close the circle. So if you're wondering, Fitzgerald is... This is Fitz. So, I knew you would persuade Timothy to join us. Timothy Fitzgerald, full name. I merely found him, gauged his mutant abilities, and extended your invitation. He does not know it, but he will make our group strong, in soul as well as body. Did you see Singe? From this point on, we travel a rough and treacherous road. Don't be so elliptical. What happened between you two? Later, I have to address the gathering. So, friends, let me introduce a brother to us all, the man who brought us all together, the man who gives us hope. Oh, that's my cue. So this guy, like, is sneaking up here. You see this case? They should have put the case in the left hand, or the right hand. Time to go to work. He zaps this camera here. Junk pile. I've lost view on the western balcony. Is anything wrong? Junk pile. I don't know whose side he's on because, like, there's obviously a dude sitting up there. Nah, everything checks out. Don't sweat it. Brothers and sisters. Wait, let me do it like Bruce Lee. Brothers and sisters, we are all outcasts here. Mutants, degens, discards, fringes, outlaws, unwanted by corporate structures that see us only as problematic wetware. It's like he's talking directly to me. What did I tell you? But we refuse to be categorized and quantified by any database. Our spirit is greater than the whole of the megacorps combined. Here we celebrate and draw strength from our differences. Here we dare to choose our own destiny. And here we got this awesome guy that looks like he was drawn by Sam Keith, getting ready to take out Zion, obviously. Ah, look at Quark, my boy Quark. Wearing the stunner shades. Gotta love it. So, you know, they're having this debate. Years ago, before the corporate wars, an entire generation of mutants disappeared in the Great Purge. But neither man nor machine could eliminate Homo Superior nor deny us our humanity. From Xavier, we learned unity, and from Magnus, the rules of combat. Del Ruiz taught us sacrifice, and Zhao, enlightenment. From their legacy we know, no matter the curse or blessing of our genetic makeup, we must be willing to fight for our tomorrow. Let me just Bruce Lee it. Be like water, my friend. When water is in a cup, it becomes the cup. So anyways, he takes off the glove to reveal his Total Recall hand. We must be willing to fight for our tomorrow. That glint on the balcony. A gun! No! At 19, Tim thought he had a future. Then one day, the electrical systems around him all browned out, and he realized he was draining the power, charging his body like a megavolt battery. When he finally released that energy, he destroyed most of his home. Not that it mattered. Tim knew he could no longer stay there. Fearing he'd end up as some Bioshop guinea pig, he lived on the street. Certain his life was over and that his future was gone. Tonight, Zion gave him back the possibility of a better tomorrow, and he can't afford to lose that future. Blows the dude's eye out, but the shot goes off. I'm shot. Very, wow. Man, can you say Brandon Lee? Holy crap, man, Brandon Lee. I don't think he resurrects as the Crow, though. Zion, how bad? Bad. Get Shakti. Who could have done this?
Attention, this is Cinch Security Enforcement Team. You are all under arrest by order of the Greater Nevada Syndicate. Do not attempt to resist.
Enforcers, run!
I repeat, resistance is futile. Crash!
So they come in, they go crazy. My homeboy here touches some adamantium, and so his body turns into adamantium and makes him look totally awesome. And they fight. They get on the stage is like this platform that's an elevator. It lowers into the ground. That's pretty cool. Lowers into the ground. Worry about junk tile after we get Zion to a safer place. Get in the van. Hey, can I ask a question? What's going on? Timothy, new. You join my X-Men. X-Men? To be continued. And boom, there we go. Oh, Zip Fighters from outer space. Stridex is going to help you clean up that skin, kids. Thanks to Stridex. Okay. Ooh, Pinnacle. This comic was really good, though. Let me tell you, I don't like to spoil the whole story. Some guys will tell you the whole story, but I think you got it. And I'm going to be honest with you. This comic book did move the needle for me in the year 2018. Oddly enough, in 1993, it didn't move the needle for me. But now that I actually took the time to actually not judge a book by its cover, because that's what I did as a kid. I judged a book by its cover. But once I got into this, the story was really great. And who do we thank for that? We thank John Francis Moore. And thank goodness Ron Lim was able to pencil some great art, and Adam Kubert was able to ink that art in a compelling fashion. And of course, let's not forget Tom Smith, the incredible colorer who did all of this and made it look really good. And this comic book did totally move the needle for me. And it's going to continue to move the needle for me because I'm going to go pick up a few more issues and find out exactly what happens with X-Men 2099. X-Men 2099, Doom 2099, and Spider-Man 2099 were the three that had some staying power. So, I would suggest you go pick up X-Men 2099 #1. See if it's something that you like. If you like superheroes, I have a feeling that you're going to like this because it's a good superhero story. It's a whole new entry into a universe we're familiar with, but really it's a universe in the future. So we're not familiar with it all. We know everything that happened before this. And now it's kind of exciting because we get to enter a brand new world, basically, and see what's going on with mutants and non-mutants and superpowered beings and non-superpowered beings. And it is definitely something that moved the needle. So what I want to know is which 2099 book moved the needle for you when you were a kid, and if you're still a kid right now, which of these 2099 books that we've highlighted so far do you want to pick up? Which one has intrigued you the most? We got one left to do. It's The Punisher 2099, and I'm going to do that next. All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the ding dong for notifications. See you next time with another awesome comic book review that will help you learn what comic books look like when they're actually good. Comic books that move the needle. And maybe we'll be able to teach some of these new artists and new writers today how to do that for themselves on comic books coming out this year. All right. Thanks, guys.